And here it is, guys. The Build the Ecto-1 issue 10. It's finally here, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to start showing you what's in this magazine. Alright. So everything inside this magazine is just going to be basically stages 31, 32, 33, and 34. And without further ado, I think it's time we get down on the bench. And so here it is, guys. All of the parts for stage 31. So basically now our first step here is we're going to have the leaf spring upside down. When you look at this for real, it shows that the loop is this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have it this way. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take this piece in. Now this one's held in by two screws, an LM screw. So an LM screw will go on this side, and then an LM screw will go on this side. So I'm going to go ahead, put those on. We should be good to go. That is completed. We have it there. It's going to move around, so don't worry about that. Okay, and this piece will obviously be on this half of our leaf spring, so don't be worried. Everything will buff out here in the end. Okay, our next step now is to put on 31B and 31C. So those are going to go over here. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly put that together. And so those are now done. We're going to move on to step 2. And now with step 2, it's kind of tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically attach this. All right, there's a little lip here it has to attach onto. Okay, so apparently there's only one side that it goes onto, but since these leaf springs, they're kind of, I had to look, and it turns out that there's a set way that they have to go in. So should have done that before, but if you're gonna do this at home, I guess just make sure you line them up right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back to this because we're gonna be also doing the other side. So before I go and unscrew all this again, I want to come back to that. So we're gonna pause on this half here, and we're just gonna move on to step 3. Okay, so step 3 has these 3 pieces plus 1 screw. So I brought my little screwdriver over again, and what we have to do is you have to kind of take this, put the spring inside, and then there's a little lip here. You're gonna squish in there, but you kind of want to also remember you're gonna be putting in excuse me, there you're gonna have to put in a little screw into that little hole. So when you go in here, there's gonna be some spring tension, and then you're going to put the screw in. So with the spring tension, just be very mindset of that, okay? Because it can be, it could easily just fly away on you. Let's just put it that way. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna hold it. All right, now when I do the other side, I'm just gonna let you know, I'm not gonna show you how to do it. But I got it a little started, so now I'm just gonna keep that pressure there, and then I'm gonna screw in the screw. Now you don't want it too tight, because remember, you have the weight of the car that's gonna be sitting on this, and this spring here is gonna take some of that punch away. Right there, that's good enough. Majority of the screws in, and now you have your spring tension. Now this piece with a QM screw is going to get screwed onto the bottom of the car. And since I didn't bring the car over here yet, I'm going to postpone that as well. And I'm going to move on to getting the next phase. All right, so we're going to come back to that. We're going to leave that offside. And I'm going to turn the page here and see what we have next. Without further ado, let me go back, get our big car, and send it over here. Okay guys, so I've brought back the car, and holy moly, so I've done some pre-fits, and this is gonna go inside here. It's gonna line right up, and we're gonna screw that in, And once we screw that in, then we're going to screw it in here to the frame itself down here. And then we have our other piece. It's going to go up here. Our shocks that we're going to be applying are going to be going into here. So basically one's going to go here, and then one is going to go right here, and that's what we're going to do there. We also are going to be having our basically our propeller shaft, so we're going to have to, like, stick this in there, go down there, and then once we're done with all that, we're going to bring back our old piece, which was this one, to hold down these pipes. Okay, so there's some more screwing that we're going to be doing as we go along. We have an IP screw that's going to go right here, and another one that's going to go over here. As far as I know, yeah, it's going to go right over here. So we have two IP screws going here, and then we're going to have a BM screw to hold this down, which will all in turn come down and kind of just hold the pipe in place. And after that, we will be all done for stage 31. But I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up that getting this kind of prepped is a little pain for right now, because I want to make sure everything is in the right place and everything is good to go. So we'll be right back. Okay, I did forget something. We have to take 31 Echo, put it on top of here, and then screw it down with some NM screws. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And then once we do that, we have to get ready to attach it here to the car. So I'm going to knock that out. Okay, so our next step is now to finally attach all this. Now we're going to have to lift the car up just a little bit, because an RM screw has to go right here. So I'm going to line these back up again. And we have our shock absorbers here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, put the RM screw, which is this one, I'm going to put it in on this side. Then we have to flip it back over, because now I have to put this piece in. So let me do that real quick, and we'll come right back. Okay, so now comes the tricky part, where we have to attach this. Okay, so now that that's attached, everything's lined up. And I also have the drive shaft coming all the way out to the front. We have our little shock that's going to stay here, and then we have our piece here. So everything should just fall right into place, just like so. And it did. Outstanding. So we take a CM screw and we're going to put this here. However, just a little tidbit, you see this piece here has to go here. So we're going to do a little findangling, all right, to line it in there. Okay. Just wanted you guys to see that that's going to be a little tricky. All right. So just to know, just a little note for you. Okay. Of course, as everything fits into place later, you'll see that it's all lined up really good. And that's how that'll work. Okay. And it's just going to be like this. So for now, we're going to get that little what did I say? The CM screw, right? So we're going to take the CM screw and put it right in. Now that the CM screw is in, we have to take the PM screw, bring that one back, and we're going to put the PM screw right in through the frame here in the back. Okay, guys, so what we've done so far is pretty simple. So our next phase is obviously to, well, we've already done it, was to screw these in. So we've gotten these screwed in. So now our next phase is to kind of flip the car over, and we're going to get an IP screw, and that's going to hold down this side of the muffler or tailpipe, and then we're going to get a BM screw, and we're going to put that in, and that's going to hold our tailpipe in. Okay, so as you can see, I put the eyepiece screw, so now our tailpipe is in there really good. It's not going to move around, and I also put the BM screw for our little bracket here, which now holds the tailpipe into place. Obviously, as everybody's aware, anything that we do on this side, we will be doing on this side. It's just that we haven't gotten to that part yet. But never fear, we probably will be, because I think we're putting both tires on before the end of this video, which is really what I'm hoping, if I'm correct, if I understood everything correctly on the instructions. So without further ado, I'm going to say that we're done with stage 31, and we're going to turn the page. Here we are, stage 32, and guess what? Now that we have stage 32, I'm going to open up the package. Alright, so here we are, we have our tire. So I'm going to move this off to the side. We have our tire here. Then we have our rim, and we're going to put the rim together, and that is obviously going to be held in by CM screws going here, here, and here. So just like in the previous ones, you know how they were pretty hard to put on. So I'm going to pick which side of this tire I want to use as the face, and then once I do that, which obviously you can't bend these tires, so it's pretty cool. I like how they made it even look like a real tire by not having it solid on the inside, it's hollow. So that's really cool. But other than that, we're going to go ahead, and I think we're going to use this side. Seems to be pretty good, and the tires say Firestone Deluxe Champion. This side it's a little weak, so I think we're going to leave that on the inside, and we're going to use this one for the outside. So without further ado, I'm going to put this piece here. Okay, I'm going to lock that into there. Okay, fit it nice and snug in there. Now that it's nice and snug, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on this side, and this piece will line up with the ones on the inside, and then we'll go ahead and set up with the CM screws, and we should be good to go. All right. Oh, this one's going in real nice. This is going in real nice. So it's a positive, man. Look at that. That is really nice. Went in nice and smooth. Awesome. So when you do this, just be careful of this piece. So if you don't have like a surface or whatever, I mean, most of the tire won't, but just make sure you don't bend this. That's one of the key components there. So just make sure, if you don't have a pad or whatever to put it on. So I'm going to put these CM screws. And there it is. We're all set with the tire. It came out really nice. Everything's all nice and tightly fitted. Now, step 2 is where we're going to bring back our little discs here, and we're going to start just with one of them, okay? Just with one of them. We're not going to use both, but I kind of slightly marked them so I could remember which side is which, but I think it probably doesn't matter because it doesn't specify here. It just says right rear backing plate, but it doesn't kind of specify, but I did anyway, and I put this one as an R, this one as the left, and then we're going to kind of flip it over. There's 2 spots here where the hoses are going to go onto. So you have 32H, there's 2 of them. We have them over here off to the side. I'm going to go ahead, get those, plug them on, and we'll be done with step 2 here of stage 30. And there you have it. We're all set. Now there's 2 more left over, okay? There's 4 of these, okay? So I'm going to keep them right in there. And there's only one long one. And then there's one very short one. So should make things pretty easy for you, okay? Now that we have that, this is where we put the tire off to the side. Okay, so say hello to the tire, but we're going to put it off to the side. So this tire now has to go off to the side. Okay, and then once we do that, we have to bring back the car, because now we have to attach this to the side that we've been working on. And then we're going to be working with step 3. Okay, so what we're going to do is obviously these hoses have to go inside. So the way that they're going to go inside is you're going to have a nice little lineup. Now there's like a little dip in how all this goes. So you'll see like a little thing here. So now you kind of want to wire these just right, so that way they go, not underneath the tailpipe, but there, and then here, and you kind of want to just slide it into place, and it'll lock in kind of right where that groove is, and then you're gonna have your hoses sticking out. Okay. Now, like I said before, in other parts of this build, you might have to shrink these cables so that way there's not too much slack. But I don't think we're gonna have that issue here. I think we'll be all right at this point. But we'll try that out. So I'm gonna put that there, and then what we're doing next gonna be attaching the 32 H's. They're gonna get attached to one is gonna go over here. So just to kind of point it down with my screwdriver, one's gonna go here, and then another one is gonna go on the inside of this one. Okay, so I did get them in there. They look fine. I didn't have to trim them. I might change my mind later because we got some wires that are gonna come across here. So what we're gonna do now for the rest of step 3 is we have to get the little part here, and it took me a minute. I had to find it. It was kind of small, but I found it. It's here, and we're going to be screwing that into this little tiny spot back here. So just a little behind the scenes, I'm using tweezers and the screwdriver here to kind of just get it in, and I'm using the screwdriver from another model to get that in there. But now that it's in there, we're good to go, and that piece is all set. Now this is where we take 32H. There's two medium ones that are going to go from here to here, and they're going to attach to the next piece when we put our shocks on this side. That little shock piece, it's going to go right up in here. So for now, we're just going to get the hoses, run those two right through here and through this little piece that we just put in, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, and there's that. How fancy is that? So we're going to turn the page again. Okay, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to put the tire on. So this is going to be great. So I'm going to kind of prep this because it says that you're going to need an LM screw, and we actually put the hubcap on, and then we will actually be putting the cap on with the Cadillac logo. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I have everything kind of lined up and ready to go. I'm going to bring back our tire, and this one I'm going to have to do off the camera, but obviously we're going to be putting the tire in. As you can see, it will come out. All right, so don't fret on it. Just make sure if it does, keep your wires underneath this axle. Treat it like kind of like a real car, and then once you do that, you'll just kind of lock it back in there on that little piece, and then you'll slide this in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys see how I'm doing this. Hopefully it doesn't come out too messed up for you guys. But the LM screw is going to go on the inside, but just remember you got to put your hubcap on. So now there's a little hole, and that's where this piece comes into place. So I like to kind of line it up right there onto it. Oh, get done a little trick there. All right, so then you do that, and then you're going to grab your LM screw. Now you don't want it too tight because you still want it to be able to move around. But you're going to take your LM screw, you're going to sit it right up in there, and then you just start screwing away. Alright, so you'll get to the point where you can't turn anymore. You don't want to like cram down or weight grip it. You kind of want to have it to have a little bit of play. So that way, not too much play, but enough. Alright, because you don't want it to fall off later on once everything's connected. So I got it in there pretty snug. The tires have a little bit of freedom of movement, not too much, but just enough. And then the next phase is the phase like we didn't have to do earlier, which was to take the cap. So a little hubcap here. Now we're gonna sit that in there nice and easy and lock it in. Now just remember, once you put this in, there's no going back, taking it out without damaging it. So just make sure you have everything good. And then you put that little cap in there, and there it is. And that concludes pretty much this part. So now we're going to go to step 5. So behind the cameras I did that because I thought it would be easier just to show you. You have the long one and then you have the short one. Just remember the short one goes on the side, which is right here where that little lip is. Put the short one there and the long one here. That's going to be 32G is the long one, 32F the short one. And then that completes stage 32. So what we're going to do, like usual, for this video, we are going to turn the page. And what we're going to do here for stage 33, is we're now going to work on the leaf spring again and build the other side for stage 33. And here, of course, is all the parts that we're going to be needing for stage 33. However, we did learn that there is a special way that these have to go on. So be mindful of that, because there's a distance between this hole and this one, and then a shorter distance between this hole and this one. So they make a big difference, okay? So make sure you pre-fit before you put these on. So what I'm going to put it all together behind the scenes, behind the camera, then come back, show you it all completed, so that way we can jump really quick into stage 34. Okay guys, in this video we're going to do this real quick, just kind of show you how the other half looks and how the wires just kind of come right across, and then we have our pieces here. This is the part that I'm working on right now. We're going to put some screws underneath here, and then we're going to put some more screws right up in there. And then once we do that, we have to put another screw down here, which is going to be the IP screw. We have the PM screw here, and then over here we'll have the other screw. And that one, once that one's put in here, we should be good to go. Now there's one more piece that I will be adding, and that's our shocks piece, which is right here and right here, and this piece. But for now, this is kind of how the whole underside looks. I think it looks really nice, and as you can see, we're moving along here. We're really moving along, making this look like a real car. I mean, that the detail on this is astonishing. So just wanted you guys to see that. I have my screwdriver here because I'm about to put all these pieces together, and then I got my little jack holding up everything as I go along. What we're working on are these pieces here, and so I'm putting all these together by following the book's instructions. Okay, so everything is all screwed in. There it is. Everything's all screwed in. Looks really nice. I think it looks really nice. And now we have everything on this side still all screwed in. So our next phase, okay guys, is to go here, and we're going to be putting in these two pieces there. So we're going to put those in. I've already skipped to step 6. I kind of was anxious, so I put in the hoses, and then after that we'll put in our wheel piece, and then we'll be able to go right on over to step 34. Don't forget though, we still have some more hoses that are going to get connected from that tire that'll get connected here onto the other two little sprocket pieces, or the clamp hose connection ports there, and then we'll be all done and able to put on stage 34. And here we are, guys. We're on stage 34. This is the whole package. So without further ado, I'm going to open it up. Here we have it, guys. Stage 34. We have our tire, and finally we're going to have this vehicle sitting on all four tires. Thank goodness, it's about time, okay? So what we're going to do is the same thing we did on the last video. I'm going to pick which side I want to use. This one doesn't really show much, but this one really kind of sticks out. So I'm going to use that side. Then I'm going to take my rim. I'm going to put it on. I'll put the rim on nice and good. If it's nice and snug in there, you want to kind of make sure it's really in there. All right. Then you're going to take the back side of your rim, and you're going to flip this over, and you're going to line it up with the two screw holes. And then you're going to want to push in nice and even all the way around. There you go. Now, there are techniques to doing this if you decide that you can, warm the tire up or whatever, and it kind of loosens the rubber, but I haven't had to do that to any of these, so I'm actually kind of excited about that. There we have it. All three screws are in. Flip over the tire, and there it is. All nice and snugged, wrapped around in there. I think it came out really good. I mean, I'm pretty excited about that. So our next phase, obviously, is to attach this to the car and then place on our hubcap. Then we have the hubcap here, which is the Cadillac logo, and we're going to be putting that together, and we're going to have to pull out our LM screws, and that will screw it into what we just finished underneath the car, which is going to be great. And then once you do that, just a little tidbit, all right, just a little reminder, even though we've done this the other 3 times, once you put this cap on, that's it, folks. That's it. There is no going back, because this cap is on, and you're never going to see that screw again, and it's not coming off. So that's what we got told on the first one. So just remember, that is it's not going to come off. Okay, here she is, finally, on all 4 tires. A little bit of dust on there because it's been sitting for a while, but this is her on all 4 tires. Look at that. Looks real nice, I think. Okay, we've got our engine and everything. We're going to go back and we're going to kind of spruce things up as we go along, but other than that, this is it on all 4 tires. And the cool part is, check this out. Alright, I'll start here. It moves. The wheels and everything, they all move. So look at that. Don't mind the background here. We got Captain Archer overseeing all this, I guess you could say, for all you guys are big Archer fans. And that here, as you can see here, is the end of stage 34. So I just wanted to say thanks for everybody who's been watching these videos, as we will be sending out more videos. And so we will be sending them more out as we go along. And I think this would be really good. I mean, we've gotten this far. We've gotten our whole engine compartment completed. We're doing a lot of great things here. So I wanted to just quickly turn the pages, because I want you guys to see what we're going to be doing on the next model. And as you can see here on our next model, I don't know if, yeah, there we go. As you can see on the next model, we will be putting together some more pieces. And I think we're going to be working more on the dashboard, getting that done up. And then we're going to do the steering wheel. And it looks, if I understand correctly now, this piece up here, this is going to be, the battery box. So, I mean, finally going to be able to put some batteries on this. And before we end this, even though we've done all this so far in this model, but Mike Lane's mods, that website out there, they have some things that you can add to your Ghostbuster vehicle and many others that we are here doing on the shop. So I'm going to reach out to Mike Lane's website again because there's some power options. So I'm going to look at those in between now and until the next package comes in and see if we can get those pieces. And then if we can get this thing to be powered outside of batteries, that'd be really great. But so we're gonna decide that here between now and the next video and see what we can come up with here at the shop. But we are very excited, though, very very excited that this book here came out and we were able to put the vehicle now on all four tires. And now that it's on all four tires, I'm beginning to get some really grandiose ideas of really how to spruce this up and make it look really good. And I got a little secret coming. It's going to be coming out soon pertaining to Ecto-1. But I don't want to leak it just yet because I don't know if it's really going to happen or not. But I think you might like what we're going to do here. So without further ado, I want to say thanks again for stopping by and getting this far in the video and watching the entire video. It's really a great thing because we here at the shop enjoy building these things, putting these videos out to you. So if you like what you see, go ahead, hit that like at the bottom. And if you don't like it, you can hit the thumbs down. Also, if you'd like, you can leave a comment. If not, that's okay. It's fine. And if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button because we got many more of these coming out. We have many other models coming out. This model come out, the refit of the Enterprise NX-01. So that will be coming out soon. And once we can get that out to you guys, that'll be great. That right there is just our scale small version of how we're going to have it look. And I think it looks really good. I mean, just looking at this gives me some ideas, and I think we can make a really good model. The next one will be slightly bigger than this one, but this is just our test to see some paint schemes and such and get the decals so we can get the Aztecing on there and everything and get the paint colors right. Just hang with us there, guys. We got many more things coming in the channel. And once again, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for coming by and watching our models be built in a timely fashion, hopefully. But like I always say, thanks for stopping by and keep on modeling, guys.